The following is an online tutorial for the Manikin extension of Creo Parametric. The Manikin extension works by inserting a model of a person into your assembly, and then you can carry out some analyses on it. This feature was introduced by PTC as a way of addressing a range of human-centric issues, while the product is still in its design phase. This removes the need for excess physical prototyping. So I'll be walking you through the process of inserting and manipulating your Manikin, as well as a few other basic features of this extension. It should be noted that in this tutorial I use the Manikin Lite version of this extension, which comes pre-installed with Creo, rather than the full version which you can buy through ptc.com. Alright, so I've got my model here in my assembly, which is just a motorbike model which I've pulled off grabcad.com. Now to get to the Manikin extension, I hit the Manikin tab up the top. If this tab isn't here, you can put it there by going to Customize Ribbon. Alright, so insert the Manikin. We've only got a simple Manikin here. In the full version you'll have a heap of different types, age groups, genders, countries of origin and stuff. Alright, so first we want him, whether we want him standing or sitting. In this case we want him sitting on that motorbike, and then we select a surface that we want him sitting on. So we want him there. Now we choose where we want him facing. I find for this motorbike you can use a surface, but since it's all rounds, it's a lot easier just to use a datum curve. There we are. So now we want to move this Manikin around so he's sitting properly on the bike. You can see how he's off a bit to the side. So we can change that by manipulating Manikin. I'm going to run you through each of these different types. First we'll start with the 1D. Whether it's a segment axis and Manikin axis doesn't really matter, they both do the same thing. So I'm going to go segment axis. Put on this. Then we just click a direction in which we want him to move. So we want to move him in the X direction and slide him across, so we can see he's only moving in that one, along that one axis. I don't know whether you can tell or not, but when moving the screen around and doing things in the assembly mode now, the Manikin has created quite a bit of lag time between when I tell it to do something and when it actually does it, which can get pretty annoying on a slower computer. Alright, I'll show you the reach tool next, just because I want to put his hands on those handlebars first. So reach tool, you can just click up there, and just simply we click what we want him to reach with. So I just want him to reach with his hand there. Then we click where we want him to reach. So I want him to reach that handlebar there. There, he's pulled his hand up. So then we want to do the same for the other hand. I should add that while doing this, the left clicking on the mouse is selecting and accepting, and the middle wheel and right clicking is cancelling. He's got his other hand up now. Alright, so now I'm going to go into manipulate Manikin. I'll show you rotate around the axis. So I've got all these different axes up here. Oh, spun that around a bit wrong. So I sort of want to move his knees across so they're outside of the bike there. So if I find the right axis, it's that one I think, we'll bring up this little pie chart and this little window here. You can move it a couple of different ways just by adding or subtracting. So you move it slightly across there. Or you can move this wheel, or you can just sort of hover over the pie chart there. I find the quickest and easiest way is just to add in values here. So that's pretty good right there. Might pull it out a bit more. And then you can just left click, accept. Do the same with the other leg. There we are, pretty good. That'll do. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is put his legs up onto these pedals here. So I'm going to show you how to do that using the 2D drag tools. So you can do either. 2D body drag is you click on a body part, so you see it's selected his toes there. 2D point drag is very similar. You just, instead of it just selects a point instead of the whole toe there. Let me try and orientate that up onto the pedal there. See how we have to keep changing views because I can only move in 2 directions. Thing there. So this can get a bit fiddly, but sometimes you get lucky like I just did. Sometimes you have to go back and redo things like move this guy's knee back out of the bike again. So I'll just do that quickly. Okay. I'll do for the time being. So now we've got him orientated pretty well on that bike there. So I'm going to show you. First, I should probably mention this apply posture. Mine isn't really working there at the moment. I'm not really sure why. But we can have that can apply different saved positions so you can put your mannequin doing a star jump or something or in a crouching position just really quickly by clicking apply posture and then clicking the little caption that comes up. Also, you can use that to change his hand position, so if you want him clutching something, you can just click that and click the appropriate picture of the hand clutching. Alright, so this is really easy. We can just get him to look at things. See, you can see this blue dotted line is his line of sight. If we click, let's say, this readout here, he'll change his line of sight so he's actually staring straight at that. And we can actually have a look through his eyes using this vision window tool. So bring up this window here. It'll actually let you see what the mannequin's seeing. And if we change what we're looking at here, this window will change. So you can see how much the mannequin can see. So that's the end of all the basic tools. For the more advanced tools, we can use these analyses. This is the material handling analysis. So we've got right arm, left arm, and different parameters, and what load he's carrying. And then we can compute that, and it'll give us a result, give us a score, and then give us an action what to do, investigate further, or whether it's dangerous or right or whatever. Now, center of gravity pretty much just tells you where the center of gravity of the assembly is. Lifting and lowering analysis, we can have him different postures, standing or sitting, and frequency at which he's lifting, quality of the grasp he has on the object, duration, and the weight of the object. Then we can compute there. Do we get a lifting index and recommend weight limit for when he's sitting and when he's standing. Carrying analysis. This gives you an option of distance of travel in both meters and feet, the frequency at which he carries it, and then the weight of what he's carrying. So we can compute that. Some design goal, load applied, what's acceptable for a man and a woman. Pushing and pulling analysis, we've got push or pull, whichever, distance in which he's pushing, and the frequency at which he's doing it, and the initial load and the sustained load. Put 10 in for each of those. So we've got, for initial load and sustained load, we've got design goals and what's acceptable for a man and a woman, and load applied. So that's all the tools for that's available for Manikin Lite extension. Hopefully this tutorial has given you a bit of an understanding of the basics of this extension, and I now would suggest that you explore some of these features for yourself.